Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Going on.
We're back for the season finale, Below Deck, season 4 sailing yacht. Listen, we covered most of the season. It definitely hit a lull in the middle of the season for sure. And I think Bravo knew that because Bravo started with the 2 episodes a week for the final 3 weeks, final 6 episodes went over the last 3 weeks and really accelerated there. I think it's something they should consider for next summer, honestly. I would have loved to have just had what this would have been like uh about 8 weeks or so we would have had. This is an 8 week event. I think in the early summer, I think would be really great. I thought the finale was great. I think we picked up with the drama right away, and I thought it was a satisfying end, a great group for the final charter, the thruple and everything. And we saw Captain Glenn man up a little bit again, like a lot going on here, Bryce. So I want to get your thoughts on the finale overall, the season, and then we'll kind of run through what happened in the final 2 episodes.
Yeah, I really agree with you with the two, and not even 2 episodes, just make it 8 episodes longer. Because I think sometimes breaking up the charters sometimes stuff doesn't happen, and I think you
Yep.
need to see the full picture, and I think that makes it way more enjoyable, especially like you said, the last 3 weeks. And I know you're doing the TikToks. I haven't really had any comments about it because you were doing it, but it's definitely gotten so much better since we literally stopped covering it, which is maybe we're like the kiss of death on some of these shows.
I've been thinking there's been some below deck karma coming our way at the channel because we abandoned shit per se. So we're back. We're here to make amends to the sea gods. Poseidon, we're sorry. We're okay. Okay. We won't do it again. Let's get into it. Episode 15 and 16. Large focus, obviously, on the love triangle that we've been experiencing, which really isn't a love triangle. Like, it's kind of weird. It's a very loose love triangle. I think for Colin, it's an emotional love triangle. For Daisy, I don't think it is. And for Gary, he just won't admit the truth that he's into Daisy. The fallout from the period comment last week boils over pretty quickly, but everyone just agrees that Gary is a scumbag.
Absolutely, man. I can't even imagine saying that to somebody ever.
It was unreal.
And he just the problem is with it too is like he just went. He just fired from the hip. He just heard it and went. He didn't even like think about it for 1 second. He just went, stormed
Went,
over.
said it, then gets
Drew.
upset, then is confused why people are upset at him and blames Alex. Blames Alex because he mentioned the comment. He was not saying it to try to get Gary effed over. Gary handles it badly. Alex tries to be like, "Oh, I'm going to go clear it up." As soon as he hears it from Chase, he's like, "Oh, I'll go talk to him." I mean, whatever. And Gary does like the pouty and whatever and says it's a snake move. And he says it multiple times. He says it later on in the episode about another reason, about the mad stuff. But the guy is just like, I don't know. This is my first season of this show specifically. I just didn't see anything redeeming.
About him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's awful. And we thought, I mean, I don't know what is up with these bosons, or I don't know. I know the terminology is different here, but I don't know how these dudes just keep pulling chicks. Because apparently he's been doing it in the past, where he was like, "This is the time he's hurt," because he didn't set this, like the boundaries of how the
He's the
relationship.
first mate.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Um, yeah, it was the ending of the Mad situation. Mads is done with Gary. He just like the all time line was with the producer when she was like, he's like, I just can't believe she led me on. Can't believe she just didn't tell me it was casual. And that was awesome. Where they were like, what if I were to tell you? It's like the beginning of like the old ESPN like
Yeah,
documentaries. Like,
yeah,
what if I were to tell you Michael Jordan wasn't the? It's like, what if I were to tell you Gary that she said it to you like 86 times? Cue the good editing, right? Boom, 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 boom. All the times that she said it, like,
yeah. Broken down by weeks too, which I really appreciate, or charters, which I really appreciated because I was expecting just one, and it was like at least three or four.
no, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to talk about the final charter. This is a great one. This is an all
It
timer,
was good.
honestly.
I will say they were annoying, but it was good. It was good TV.
All timer. The thruple. Yes, you heard me right. The thruple. I have the breakdown of the thruple. We have Randy, the angry drunk husband with a goatee. I have Brad, the mild mannered husband. And I have Nick, the boyfriend, who seems to do a lot of the problem solving and taking care of, being the boyfriend in the throuple. I guess that's like your dues. He was the one taking care of drunk Randy. He was like being kind of the mediator between the two. I didn't feel a lot of love between Brad and Randy.
No, I mean they were talking about getting a divorce. Like, wasn't it? It was her. It was
Randy,
Brad,
the
right?
drunk one, right?
So wait, were they brothers? Is he brothers with the other couple, the other guy there? Is that how it works?
I know there was Ray and Deborah. And then
There was a couple. There was Tom or something, and then
no, you're talking about no, I have it. Let's see. It's Randy gets into it with Todd.
Todd. Okay,
Yeah, Randy gets into it with Todd. Yeah. So yeah,
and
don't get into it with Todd.
he's dating the main, right? The main, like the primary, right?
Yeah, there was Nick. Yeah, yeah. Nick is dating the primary, which is Randy, right? And the
No, I
throuple.
thought that I didn't think Randy was the primary. I thought the
Oh
guy
no, Todd is the
who was
primary.
dating Todd was the
And
primary.
Todd's mom is Deborah, who is also there, right?
Yeah, and then that's whoever I think it was a Brad. It was a Brad. You said was the little person, the
The
little guy in
husband.
trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who said to her like, "Oh man, I'm thinking about getting a divorce. Like, I didn't sign a prenup." That was just like I was like, "Whoa,
Oof.
deck
Oof.
talk, man. That's below deck talk."
That is real below deck talk. Um, yeah, I like the idea. They argued a lot. They were mean drunks though.
Yeah,
Randy specifically. I don't know if the rest of the group was, but Randy was a he threw a well, that's their job. You were slow. Just not really necessary. And the fact of the matter is, unfortunately, these guys puking in the sink, taking pisses and craps without flushing, like that's just
yeah, no,
rude. Like shout out to Lucy, right? She wanted to quit. I probably would have quit.
yeah. I mean, she had the home stretch. I wonder if the home stretch being there helped her power through it. If that was like week two or charter two, I would. I don't know how she would have
That's
reacted
despicable.
there.
I think she should have just said something to Glenn, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying all this money. You got to have some common decency with these people. It's
Like the
ridiculous.
Countess Luann de Lesseps said, money can't buy you class. So,
Can't.
yeah, no, that's a housewives reference.
Yeah, clean up after yourself. Just even just bare flush the toilet, man. It's not that hard.
Shitty tip 17.5 comparatively to a lot of the other tips. We've seen it in the
Yeah, like
30s this
30,
season.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, we've seen it
that's
in the 30s this season.
they're gonna watch that episode back and definitely not be happy with the outcome. I'd like the
Or
honest.
they're not going to care at all. They're probably already
Yeah,
broken up.
right.
This was the ending of that relationship, the
Throuples
thruple
over.
and the Parsifal. Um, last thing I really want to talk about. Well, two things. One, Captain Glenn doesn't like aggro people.
He said that word a lot.
Aggro.
Dude, yeah, I mean, he did say that Randy was a pretty big dude. He went up to him and was like, "Yo, okay,
Or
go,
if you
go,
get aggro,
okay." And then well, Gary was like, I do Gary was like listening, which is because Glenn would have he would have bowled Glenn, like put like like just Space Jam, smash him into a ball
yeah,
and
yeah,
bowled him.
yeah. Gary
And
was ready to step in for his captain, who I really didn't realize until the end of this episode. He actually lives on the boat too. Like he stays. He doesn't go anywhere.
oh, really? He
No,
that's what he
Gary's also on the boat. Yeah, he's the first mate. So like literally he is like he rotates with Glenn with the boat. Like so like that's why in the beginning of the season he was making such a big deal about him not being there because he literally is always there. And then like right when the charter season starts when he got COVID.
does Glenn have a family?
He's got a wife, pretty sure. I mean, I think their charter season is longer because I think they can go to like other areas, probably like not just.
Hmm.
I mean, people let us know. I mean, they definitely working more than just like 6 weeks a year. So I would be very very surprised. Um, the last thing I wanted to speak about was the boat. Boat still needs a new engine. Just get a new boat, guys. Just
Yeah.
get a new boat.
I think somebody commented when we were doing the YouTube videos like that it's got to be the last season for this thing.
Well, apparently not. Apparently he's looking for a brand new engine. So we're gonna see next season if we have the Parsifal 4 or if we're on the Parsifal 3 still. I think Gary will still be there. I'm pretty I The preview for the reunion, like you said, there's a little thick clip with Daisy. It doesn't seem like Daisy.
I didn't see a clip at all, so this is gonna be completely new to me.
Yeah, well, not like even a clip. It's just like the quick interview tease from the
Yeah.
Watch What Happens Live.
Mm.
With Gary and Colin, with Colin and Daisy. Doesn't seem like it's gone well since leaving the boat. Big surprise. Um, I'm just gonna be curious to see whose fault or who's more at fault. Was it Colin preemptively being like, this isn't going to work because of Gary? Or does Daisy treat him like a Gary and leads to this situation? So I'm really like, I'm enthralled. And we get Andy Cohen. It's a Monday night and a Tuesday night, which I think is really cool as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think the pickup of double episodes, man, really turned the show in the positive direction.
Yeah, for sure. We'll take a look at Down Under. It may be me reviewing on TikTok. There's a lot of shows going. We probably will do the premiere at least. We're going to be watching Below Deck anyway for the reunion, so we'll probably just do it. See if the audience is there for it. If not, like no big deal. Make sure you're following us on TikTok because Brian and I are reviewing a bunch of other shows that we aren't covering here on the YouTube. So you're going to get something one way or another. We really appreciate the audience there on TikTok. That's really grown pretty big as well. But until our next review, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.